Let's go!
Hold on.
On this hunt, I'm joined by good friend Graham Cronin. Graham loves turkey hunting as much as I do, and this hunt is the perfect way to extend our season, chase birds in unique country, and have a heck of a lot of fun doing it. This hunt isn't a gimme, but birds in the bag at the end of the day or not, our proverbial bag limit of fun is sure to get filled. We're road tripping to an area I used to hunt more than 13 years ago. It's always held a solid population of turkeys, as well as a special place in my heart. I'm excited for Graham to see it. We got here to our hunt area, been scouting around, checking out a bunch of pins that we dropped. Came down in this spot, and I was cutting real hard down there, trying to get through the wind, just to see if we might get a response down in this little creek bottom. Ended up not hearing anything, chatted with the guy for a while, and then we're getting ready to squeeze out of here and spotted a couple toms up on the hill on the public. So that is encouraging. I don't know if they were coming to that cutting or if they were just happening to be up there or what, but the good news is we've got 2 birds on public, so.
We at least got a plan.
Turkey tracks 10 feet from the door that says, "No hunting," right on it. All right, it's a little bit before sunrise. Graham and I drove all day yesterday. Got to our hunting area in the afternoon. Got a little bit of scouting and checked out a few spots. We actually saw a fair amount of birds, a lot of birds down low on the farmland.
That was positive.
That was totally positive. A couple strutters. We got up high. We saw a few birds up high too, which was super encouraging. One thing I was worried about was all those birds being pushed down. You can see some snow in the background. Big spring storm pushed in the last few days. I mean, we had roads shut down. In fact, they were shut down even a couple hours before we got here. So dealing with some interesting weather. It's supposed to be breaking right now. We're using, or this morning, to scout. So we came into this area, we had dropped a pin on it, and kind of doing it a little bit later. It's like, yeah, we're missing a little bit of hunting, but we got to see that there's a ton of pressure on this spot. So maybe that means there's birds, or maybe that means that is a spot that we may want to avoid or check back in on. So I think what we're going to do this morning is cover a lot of ground, look for birds, listen for birds this morning, and hopefully, fingers crossed, come up with a game plan.
Depends on which way he's heading. If he's heading that way, we're not going to call him back over that ridge. But the other dilemma is there's 3 trucks right there. You think they're all heading that way, or do you think some of these boys heading over here?
I think we heard call. All right, Graham, that bird has officially quit talking.
Yeah.
Our options are go up, get to that high point. We do have some ground to work with.
Yep.
We also know that there's like 17 trucks back here.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise to know that their camper is right over that hill. That was lovely.
The door slam was the first hint I felt. I say we get back to the truck and see if we can't cover some more ground.
Yeah. Let's go bomb around and see what we can't get into.
Yep. All right, let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
After hunting our tails off for 2 days, it's apparent a lot can change in 13 years. Not exempt, hunting pressure. The seemingly endless pine forest I used to have nearly to myself, even on weekends, appears to have become a revolving door of turkey hunters as enthusiastic about chasing these fine birds as we are.
We're getting our butts whooped. Big time.
Multiple vehicles at every access point, bumping into folks miles in on foot, calling in other hunters, lack of birds on the public, and a more than attractive invitation to join buddies Eric, Thomas, and Nate, who by sheer coincidence are hunting a different part of the state and collectively killed 4 birds in the last 18 hours, has left Graham and I with a dilemma. Grind out the rest of the week or head for what sounds like much greener pastures. All right, we are officially calling an audible.
It's time to go.
Time to go. The pressure here is absolutely insane. We've seen 2 birds leaving the public to get onto private. We've got fresh intel from some folks that are absolutely crushing birds on the other side of the state. We're jumping in the truck. We're headed that way, and we're going to see if we can get on some birds too.
Sometimes you got to go to them, so let's hit the road.
You got to go to the birds, Graham.
That's right. Let's do it.
After a long drive, we meet up, get to hear every aspect of their incredible success, joke around, soak in some local intel, and make a plan. To up our odds, Graham and I split up for the evening hunt. Cooper and I hit the hills, hike, call, glass, set up, and repeat. We find some turkey sign, get a couple hens fired up, and hear a distant gobble. Graham and Thomas get on a couple gobbling toms that skirt them just out of sight. For the first time this trip, it feels like I'm hunting and not just going through the motions. It feels good. Trading accounts of the evening's events, Eric and Nate gift Graham and I with the location of a tom they watched go to roost. Our game plan for the morning might as well be etched in stone. The birds are up earlier than expected and gobbling as we slip in to set up. It's a little tricky, but we managed to get in tight undetected. The cacophony of gobbles and hen yelps quickly reveals there are a lot more birds here than originally thought. After flydown, several hens parade across the cut cornfield within range. One bearded and legal to shoot, but the potential for her to raise a brood of chicks far outweighs our need for some fresh turkey. Fully expecting the toms to follow suit, we ready for the shot. I spot a hen in the back corner of the egg field with a big strutting tom in tow. She moves across in front of us until she spots something she doesn't like, gives us the telltale wing twitch of a nervous bird, alarm puts, and runs back the direction she came, right by the gobbler. As if willing it with my mind, he miraculously doesn't spook and takes the few needed steps I need to get a shot. My red dot finds his head, and he's down. Graham and I are stoked beyond belief. The bird is an absolute beauty. Long spurred, a dang good beard, beautiful fan, and heavy. Notably heavy. His finest attribute, which we'll enjoy down the road at some point on the dinner table. But before we head out again, we have to handle our priorities.
Yeah. Wow, 2 best hooks I've seen out here.
Those might actually take it.
No, they're the same as that one.
I like how these curve.
Yeah, those curve.
It's pretty similar. Wow, it's nice hooks. That's awesome.
Dawn breaks and the toms are gobbling. Just not by us. It's a mystery. The hens are still here, but the gobblers are not. Eventually, we pick up and move throughout the property, glassing and periodically stopping to set up and call with no success. Grabbing a bite to eat and regroup, we decide to do a loop around the property in the vehicle to gain even more perspective and hopefully spot birds we can make a move on. It turns out to be the best decision we've made yet.
All right, well, we got here for our evening sit, and we decided to loop around the backside of the property for this reason exactly. We saw 2 gobblers in a field, So we're gonna see if we can't make a play on these before we get to our final set. Hopefully we can just get it done right now. So we gotta get moving though, because they're headed that way.
Crawling into a fence line where we can see into where we last saw the duo of longbeards, we make the disappointing discovery they are gone. We call to relocate them. A few series of yelps in, they reveal themselves as they begin working our way. A few more yelps has the hen interested in coming. As they often do, the gobblers make 0 sense, leave their hen, and take to the other side of the creek. Betting they will continue on their current trajectory, we back out to loop around and get ahead of them. With 0 cover, sometimes you have to bring your own. We break out a fan taken off a turkey from seasons past and employ a tactic called fanning, or reaping. Not only does it give us something to hide behind, but it is incredibly realistic and can challenge a gobbler, or 3 in this case. If you're going to use this tactic, there's a level of risk involved with holding a fan in front of your face during turkey season. We're confident we're the only hunters on this piece of private and have a 360-degree view of our surroundings.
Well, we've been tracking this group 3 times now, confirmed 2 hens, and we raced ahead. They were taking this creek bottom, and we raced ahead to kind of cut them off, and we just couldn't locate them, and they finally just popped out. And we've got one of the strutters out in the field with the 2 hens, and he's posturing up. I think he sees the fan we're working, and the other 2 I think are probably not far behind. So hopefully he takes the bait and comes charging in, but only time will tell.
Ideally, we'd be much closer before popping up the fan, but we've got their attention and they're slowly cutting the distance. As of crossing some magic threshold, they flip a switch and all hell breaks loose. They've committed and are coming. Graham is up to bat with first shot. I'm on deck. Can a single ratty fan hide 4 grown men in an open field? We're about to find out.
Yes, baby, let's go! Let's go, Marco! Woo! Let's go! Holy shit! That was incredible!
In the course of 5 days, we went from struggling to fill a tag to tagged out. Another testament to not giving up, making big adjustments when needed, having as many tools in your hunting toolbox as possible, and hunting with friends who share a similar hunting mindset. I'd venture to guess, if there was a state set limit on fun, we'd be violators. Man, I love turkey hunting.
Tagged out, baby.
Love that. Love that for us.